Vancouver Whitecaps in this CONCACAF Champions League qualifier. And if you're not familiar with how it works, there will be just one representative from Canada moving on to the next phase of the tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me right, Mexico, I believe, has four for
Mexico, 4 for the U.S.
Which makes total sense, you know, in terms of the quality of soccer they play there. In fact, I wouldn't have been surprised if Mexico had won more than the United States in those terms, considering the quality of soccer that's played in Mexico.
Well, there's only 3 in Canada that are professional ranks, and that'd be Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. But today we've got a battle of 2 USL division rivals, and then not just USL division rivals. This is a rivalry that goes back right to the days when I was playing.
All right, we are into the opening minutes of the contest, and Martin Nash has tried a long ball that it was well picked off by Adam Braz for Montreal, and the Impact have moved into the midfield territory, and Rocco Placentino headed the ball onto Severino Jefferson, who looked like he got ambushed, and the call has gone the other way, Grant.
He was holding off Jerome, and Jerome was all over it, and Jefferson did a great job holding him off, because Jerome, he's given up about 6 inches on Jerome.
And 70 pounds.
And I can't believe the referee didn't call that way. It looked like it was Jerome all over him, and I think he got that one wrong.
Yeah, and in fact, you were impressed by the talent of Severino Jefferson to hold off the gentle giant out there. And the ref, as you said, got that one completely of the opposite of the way it should have been called. But no harm done, as the Vancouver Whitecaps have the ball in the midfield area. And again, it's Adam Braz who dispossesses the Vancouver player, and Montreal has possession. But they quickly give it away, and it's Vancouver with the ball. Steve Kendall in the back line, and he gets it through to Justin Moose, and it is Impact possession.
Well, in the first 2 minutes of this game, you can see Vancouver very good defensively. When they lose the ball, someone always, the closest person to that ball, pressurizes it, and Montreal's got to be a little bit quicker in the decision-making. Right now, when they have the opportunities, they're taking a half second too much, and Vancouver is getting back, pressurizing him, and winning the ball back right away.
Martin Nash to Chris Pozniak, and the ball is moved out of bounds by Alfredo Valente, and it is a throw-in. And it is now Vancouver with possession into the attacking third. They are building well in the corner until finally it is the Impact that have come away with a goal kick.
And John Lemiadis is not happy what he's seen in the first 2 minutes. He's already up off the bench looking at organizing people, trying to see if they can get possession of this ball. Right now, Montreal is a little bit slow in the decision making we just talked about. They have to pick things up, and this is what smart Matt Jordan is going to do. He's going to settle things down, let everyone organize it, let the coach get some instruction onto the field, and see if they can do a little bit better. They've got to pick up the intensity here.
And the official is upset with Matt Jordan taking a long time to get the ball into play, but Matt Jordan, the veteran that he is, will hear none of the officials' gripings on that account, and he will take his sweet time as he chooses. And here comes a long kick from Matt Jordan, up high for David Testo to get stuck into it with Martin Nash, and it's Nash who was ruled over the back, and it's Impact ball. But again, the official doesn't like the way that's kicked, and it seems as if the official's having a fight with his ego so far tonight. Wants to make sure everybody knows who's in control of this game. Grant, is that a point you like?
Yeah,
is this something an official does every once in a while in the first 3-4 minutes?
Yeah. Sorry, Brian. I was just noticing, looking around the field, Montreal playing in their black. I looked up and I did not see the brace that Nevio Picciolino normally wears.
Interesting. Joey Jurtson now with the ball, and he's got some space in front of him. He turns on the defender. A nice cross into the middle, just over the foot of Rocco Placentino. Well done by Joey Jurtson into the box, and that is exactly what John Lemniaitis was talking about.
Well, brilliant play by there. Ball by Testo over the top. Joey Jurtson gets a touch, gets into the box, takes his man on, and clips it. A little ball into the first post that Rocco Placentino just couldn't get to. But much better by Montreal. Joey Jurtson getting involved in this game early.
Steve Kendall takes a crack at it from about 30 yards out, and it's well over the net, and it'll be a goal kick for Montreal. And it seems as if a new tradition is starting here at Saputo Stadium, as the rumbling you might hear behind us is the stomping of feet. Interesting tradition that could start. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it's got. It was actually loud. We weren't sure what it was going on in the beginning.
When we first heard it, somebody suggested they were booing you, Grant.
Well, they were probably booing you, Brian.
Well, no, or Thunder. Yes, that too. But they weren't booing Noel because Noel's hobnobbing in the tent still. Or where are you now, Noel?
He's down on the sideline.
Ah, there he is. Go ahead, Noel. Thoughts on the game so far, 5 minutes in while we wait for Matt Jordan to put the ball in play.
It's not exactly a barnstormer, is it really? And as you correctly pointed out, Ron, the referee has been the player of the game so far. Really don't want that.
No, I think he's trying to establish his authority right away, and as long as he lets the guys play as the game progresses, it's all fine. And it's just this. Vancouver is being very quick to close down the Montreal players every time they get a ball. Not a half-second extra. Montreal's got to find the spaces, maybe knock a couple of long balls, even though it's not what they wanted to do. See if they can stretch them out.
Montreal looking to find some space on the back four. Nevio Pizzolito, long ball to Patrick Leduc and on. And nice work here by Rocco Placentino. He's hauled down. Severino Jefferson was hauled down. And again, the official has not impressed anyone.
That was an unbelievable missed call by the referee, looking right at it. Jefferson was upended inside the box after he'd made a fantastic move from a long ball, Pat Leduc. And the referee, looking right on it, should have awarded a penalty and maybe even a card on that situation because the defender was easily beat. Jefferson doing everything right, getting inside the box, beating his player, brought down, and the referee looking right at it. I can't believe he didn't get that call right.
Well, we don't have a replay tonight here in the booth, which is a shame. I would have loved to have seen that a second time, but how could you not argue that Jefferson had a yard on the defender that he beat so easily, and he did not have the courage to make that call? And that's what it is right there. The referee has to have some courage to make a call like that. Noel, how did you see that?
Well, it's down the opposite end of the field to me, and it certainly looked like a penalty. I was wondering whether or not he was in the area. I can't see the lights.
He was in the area.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that was a penalty, and the referee was in a perfect position to award it.
And he was going to award it. He actually pointed, and then he hesitated, and in that hesitation, he decided not to give it. And, you know, I understand if it was a 50-50. That was a clear penalty, and it should have been called.
And here's Joey Jurtson now winning the ball in the midfield. Jurtson to Mauro Biello, hard pass to him, but he brings it down nicely. The shot, and Noli makes the save. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to make it sound like we on a general basis decide to put the goat horns on the official. In fact, this is, I think, the 6th game we've done, and I have never mentioned the official. I'm already upset with him 7 minutes into this game. He's trying to be a boss man on the little things that don't matter, and he doesn't have the cojones to call the things that do matter.
But I like the fact that Montreal, they got on with their game right there. Joey Jurtson doing some more magic, dancing in the midfield, picks up Mauro Biello, and Mauro Biello playing with all kinds of confidence outside the box, picks it up and fires a shot with his left foot. But Montreal not letting this get them down.
And here come the impact. It's Nevio Pizzolito in his own area. Cedric Jocobiel looks to be in a little bit of trouble, but he handles it well. 2 guys on him, passes to Simon Gotti. Gotti has 2 guys on him in the corner, and he just banks it off one of them, and it's a well-earned throw-in for the Montreal Impact. Smartly done. And here is the long throw, trying to find Severino Jefferson, and it goes off a Vancouver body, and Montreal has just won about 35 yards and is approaching the midfield area with one more throw-in.
And Brian, the quickness of Montreal, when they do get into possession and they knock the ball around and make sure guys like Mauro Biello and Joey Jurtson get on the ball, that's when they're the most dangerous.
Severino Jefferson wins the ball as well, and then he loses it with some fancy and unnecessary footwork, and back come the Vancouver Whitecaps. Well done by Moose. Moose to Webb. Oh, it almost fell onto the foot of Jason Jordan. He would have been all alone on the deflection, but it falls Montreal's way, and it's a long kick from Simon Gotti over the head of Joey Jurtson, and Lyle Martin has it for Vancouver as he works his way down the sideline near the cornering flag, and it's a throw-in for Vancouver.
Jason Jordan is one of these guys 2 years ago, was the leading goal scorer in the league. Last year, he struggled with his weight problem, and they weren't happy with him in Vancouver. So this is a guy that can finish and score goals. So they've got to be careful. They cannot give opportunities like that to Jason Jordan when it drops on his feet, because he is a pure finisher.
And Martin Nash with a long and effective throw-in, and in fact, so long it had to have been illegal. Or was an elbow in the box?
It looks like Jerome.
You can just go ahead and say that, Grant.
Jerome was coming in from his defensive position, and he backed right into Nevio Pizzolito, put his elbow out, and the referee calls that. But
And Matt Jordan, go ahead, Grant.
this Vancouver team is very organized in the back. We said that coming in. They don't give up a lot of goals, and I can see why. I wasn't here for the first game, but organizational-wise, whenever they have the ball, Montreal players that is, they put pressure on the right places. It's not just one guy pressuring, it's a team pressuring, and Montreal's got to find a way to break that out of the back.
Play at midfield, Patrick Leduc to Mauro Biello. Biello well marked by Hirano, who kicks it downfield, but the Impact have regained possession. David Testo with his first touch of the ball to Joey Jurtson. Jurtson, nice pass to Severino Jefferson, and he's got some room in front of him. The men are closing in on him. Whoa, well done to Rocco Placentino as he went over the defender's head. It landed just beyond the foot of Placentino, and that was about a yard and a half away from being something brilliant.
But right there, Jefferson gets the ball, turns, and that's the second time Rocco Placentino gets into the right spaces. And I believe as a striker, you've got to be brave and stick your nose into places you're not supposed to put it. And no guts, no glory, the saying goes. Rocco Placentino not putting his nose into the spaces there. I don't know if he would have gotten to that from the angle we had, but he didn't even make the effort. If you're inside the box as a striker, you've got to do something more. Two great balls in from Joey Jurtson, then Jefferson, Rocco Placentino not getting to the end of them.
And Vancouver was working in the far corner looking for opportunity, but in the end it was well defended, and it's in the hands of Matt Jordan, who will take his time, try to find a spot that's comfortable for him on this beautiful pitch here at Saputo Stadium, and he's going to give it a long ball. Whack.
When Montreal does break down this Vancouver team, they look very dangerous on the counterattacks. The Biellos, the Jurtsons, they're getting more involved in this game.
And Jefferson.
And
looks
Jefferson.
good in his touches.
Getting out of the back is where Montreal is struggling. Maybe knocking the ball up, winning some midfield battles, and as this game opens up, they'll get more possession. But right now, it's tough for Montreal in the back to build.
We have played 12 minutes here at Saputo Stadium, this CONCACAF Champions League qualifier. The Montreal Impact and the Vancouver Whitecaps still looking for our first goal. And it's possession to the Impact. It's a throw in by Adam Braz, and he goes back into his own half of the field where the back four of the Montreal Impact will assess the situation and see if they can find opportunity. David Testo with a nice turn to beat two men. Well won there with the pass to Joey Jurtson, another former Vancouver Whitecap, to Simon Gatti. Gatti in the midfield area to Patrick Leduc. He reverses field to Adam Braz, and Montreal is keeping possession nicely, looking for opportunity. Braz with a long ball, trying to find Rocco Placentino, but in the end it is well defended, and Vancouver takes possession. They give it away quickly, and again the Impact have the ball. So the possession game is being won so far by the Montreal Impact. Even though it's been patient at times, it's still been effective. Simon Gatti. Up to Rocco Placentino. To Patrick Leduc. Leduc finds Joey Jurtson. One touch to David Testo. He's in a good shooting position. He waits on the ball a little too long, and Omar Jaroun closes space, and in the end nothing comes of it. Cedric Jocoviel to Adam Braz. Ball in the midfield area. Braz with a through ball. He's the guy that seems to be very comfortable to try to make those through balls to see if he can find somebody in the midfield or the forward position. Patrick Leduc with an opportunity as well. Back on the foot of Leduc. Mauro Biello seems to be fouled, and it is a foul, and a fairly good opportunity from about 30-35 yards out for the Impact on the free kick.
Well, Montreal with good possession there results in a free kick. Mauro Biello getting pushed over. This is what was spoke about in the pregame, how Montreal has worked on getting the ball into certain situations. Right here, it's a perfect opportunity to get it in the box and let one of the black shirts of the Montreal Impact go get it.
All right, it's Rocco Placentino and Mauro Biello both behind the ball. If they go true to form from practice on Monday, it will be Placentino who kicks it, and it is, and it's over the net, and that's going to definitely disappoint John Limniadis, who just kept saying to Rocco at practice, "Geez, please hit the target, Rocco."
Well, and right there, an opportunity to get a ball in there. Maybe Mauro Biello with his right foot curling it away from the goaltender from the right side. Rocco Placentino opts to shoot that, doesn't hit the target, and it's easy for Vancouver then. They've set up, there's no real hard defending to do. The goalie doesn't have to make a save. You've got to make these set pieces count.
And you've talked a lot, Noel, about set pieces, and it's obviously always a risk-reward endeavor. You could be rewarded in a very handsome way, but you have to take some risk. But Noel, are you thinking there's a part of you that would like to see a little less aggressive stance there and just get the ball on the net? I see Noel speaking, and I'm not hearing him, so there must be a problem with Noel's mic, and I can also see that he's aware of it too. But as the game continues, it's Vancouver with the ball in the attacking third, and there's a collision between Justin Moose and Mauro Biello, and Moose wins that battle and centers it, and it's well defended by Nevio Pizzolito, but the ball continues to be Vancouver's. Hirano takes it deep. Takashi Hirano with a nice cross. But it goes out of bounds because it took a foot of Adam Braz, and it's a corner kick.
Well, good pressure by Vancouver there. Hirano down the left-hand side gets 2 crosses in. Montreal doing a good job defending it, but once they defend it the first time, it gets back to Vancouver. Vancouver collects the ball, and they're still in Montreal's defended third, and Hirano takes it in. Good defending by Adam Braz to get him down to the line and block that cross, but now it's Vancouver's time to set up a set piece.
All right, it's Justin Moose who will take that set piece, the corner kick, and there are 2, 4, 5 in the box, and here it comes. It's well delivered, and it will be Matt Jordan coming out to make the catch. Good catch by Matt Jordan, and it wasn't one of those ones that was just 2 feet off the line. He had to bring some distance between him to make that catch.
Yeah, but Matt Jordan being the veteran, he's not going to let that one get away from him.
Absolutely. Montreal impact ball in their own third, and going to go all the way across and reverse the field where there's a lot of space for Cedric Jokoviel, and he finds Adam Braz, and Braz finds Mauro Biello. Biello wins some space to Nevio Pizzolito. Nick Webb closes the ground on him quickly, and so Pizzolito tries a long searching ball that ends up on the foot of Mauro Biello. And the impact have now crossed into Vancouver's half. Nice searching ball from Joey Jurtson to Severino Jefferson. He's got the ball as he heads towards the near corner flag. He's got one man, Giroux, in front of him, trying to beat Giroux. Fancy footwork by Jefferson. Here comes the cross. Well defended by Vancouver, and it's out to about 35 yards out where Simon Gotti has it. And Gotti will go all the way across the field where Adam Braz stands alone. Time for Braz. Nice pass to David Testo. Testo in the corner to Joey Jurtson. Testo doesn't get what he wants from that, and Lyle Martin has possession for Vancouver. To Nash, back to Martin. And Vancouver has thwarted another impact rally that looked promising for moments. Martin Nash, a nice pass. And Vancouver starts to move upfield with some authority. Alfredo Valente. Here comes the through ball to Nick Webb, and it's defended well by Montreal, but only 2 yards from being effective for Vancouver. Vancouver regains possession. Steve Kindle. Kindle sends it all the way back to midfield to Lyle Martin. Vancouver showing patience, looking for opportunity. Martin moves 10, 15 yards with ease to Nash. Into the corner to Justin Moose. Back to Martin. This is well built. Lyle Martin into the box. Martin with the shot. Defended. Moose with a header back into the box, and Patrick Leduc will head it out. An opportunity for the Montreal Impact on the counter-attack. Can they look a little bit like the Dutch? It's Mauro Biello. It's 3-on-3. Opportunity for the Impact. Severino Jefferson with a shot and a cross to Omar Giroux, who looked a little nervous there in front of his own keeper. Gives up a needless corner kick.
Right there, Montreal breaking 3-on-3, and Jefferson gets the ball into the side wide position. Mauro Biello, Rocco Placentino not getting into the box with any conviction, and when he attacks, Jefferson crosses the ball, and it's Giroux who just knocks it out for a corner. I think he had more time, and maybe if the goalie had talked to him. But Montreal, when they attack and it's 3-on-3 even numbers, or when they have the advantage numerically, they've got to get into that box and get in there with conviction. Rocco Placentino not aggressive enough again inside the box.
Mauro Biello with a corner kick coming right here. He's got 4 looking for the cross into the box, and it is well defended by Vancouver, and they start to head upfield. It's Nick Webb. And then they give it a long kick, almost in desperation, and Cedric Jokoviel has nothing but about 40 yards of green space in front of him, and he chooses Patrick Leduc as his best option, and Montreal has possession among the back 4 again. Pizzolito to Cedric Jokoviel. Jokoviel moves into the midfield very handily. Good possession by the Impact tonight. They seem to be having their way with the ball most of the time, as Vancouver's having a hard time controlling quick passing. And it's Leduc to Testo. Testo to Braz. Once again to Testo. as Montreal puts together about 7-8 passes here, but hasn't made much ground on those passes yet. Pizzolito now into territory of Vancouver, and it breaks down at Severino Jefferson, but once again, just kind of a desperation kick from Vancouver to clear, and it leads to Montreal with possession one more time. Simon Gatti handles his pressure from Justin Moosewell to Patrick Leduc. He makes a nice pass all the way across the field to Severino Jefferson, who takes on his man to Adam Braz. Braz into the middle. Braz with a chance. He'll take a crack at it, and Ollie makes the save. Boy, nice build-up for Montreal there.
Well, Montreal took about 30 passes to get it in the midfield, forced this Vancouver team to back up, then brought it back to the defenders all the way to Simon Gatti on the left-hand side, and stretched out the Vancouver team. And while doing that, Pat Leduc gets the ball in the midfield, looks up, hits Joey Jurtson, and up goes the Montreal in a counterattack with speed, which I like. With Adam Braz getting into attack, he gets about 25 yards out and strikes it at the net. The nice thing was, he hit the target there, Brian.
Yes, that's something that's being preached by John Limniitis, is you cannot score if you do not hit the target. And he kept making them go through repetitive drills on Monday in the practice I was able to attend, and he just kept stressing, we have to, one, put the shot on net, and two, crash the net. He wants to see this impact team put some bodies in dangerous places and not be tentative. And I think you've heard that message from the coach too, and that's why you're not happy with the way Rocco Placentino is playing, because he just doesn't seem to be heading into that box with any aggression. I'll get your thought on that in a second, but Vancouver seems to be in a dangerous position here, but Nevio Pizzolito has defended Lyle Martin expertly, and Montreal is heading downfield. David Testo has 3 guys on him, and he earns a foul.
Well, right there, Montreal looking to counterattack, and it was David Testo who looked up, and all the Montreal forwards are in an offside position, had to hang on to it, wins the free kick for Montreal, luckily.
And it's Patrick Leduc. Leduc to Placentino. Placentino beats his man beautifully. And what a foul by Omar Giroun. If a card doesn't come out there, the ref needs to wake up. And he has reached inside his chest pocket. And you know what? Placentino beat his man so well, and Giroun was completely out of the play. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, that's got to be a yellow card. And the referee, Giroun's down, but Rocco Placentino put it through the legs of his first defender. Giroun comes sliding across, and the quickness of Placentino there, little sidestep, pushes the ball into space, and Giroun comes right through, and he is going to pick up the game's first yellow card.
Noel Butler, we are 22 minutes into this contest. What are your impressions so far of the Whitecaps and the impact?
Well, nice to see Adam Braz get a shot on target and getting back to apologies from before Rocco Placentino's free kick. That was an awful decision by him to go for goal. He was almost in an impossible position, and they really do, the impact, need to make a lot more of their set plays. They have one now, and let's hope, as John says, they attack the ball, Placentino to take it.
All right, we have Biello and Placentino behind the ball, and it is this time Biello who will take this ball and bend it into the box. A hard catch for Nolly, but he is able to get in front of Adam Braz and use his height advantage, being able to use his hands over anything that Braz can do with just his head, and he's able to catch that ball, and another set piece is thwarted without too much danger.
Well, with that one, at least you made the goalie make a play on the ball, and he took a bump, even though it wasn't, the referee called a free kick against Adam Braz. You still made the goalie come off his line and make a play, and he's now knows that he's not going to get any free headers or anything of those situations in the box. It's always going to be a battle, and goalies now second guess maybe a little bit. A better ball, still not a great ball in by Montreal on a set piece.
And Jason Jordan with the foul there, and you're right, Jordan is a little bit tubby, Grant. Just getting a good close look at him for the first time in this game. Wow, that guy does have a weight problem. That's incredible. That guy led the league in scoring.
And right away you can see that when he's on the ball, he's got some great touches, but it is getting into certain positions, and it was always a problem. 2 years ago, he was fantastic. Last year, he couldn't break the starting lineup. So this is a guy that's got to get fit, and I'm not sure if he's going to get fit.
Do we have his age in the notes? All right, here's an opportunity for the Montreal Impact. It's in the net. It takes a deflection off the Vancouver defender, and the Montreal Impact have scored their second goal at Saputo Stadium. The last touch will go to Severino Jefferson.
And right there, a breakdown by Vancouver. Joey Jurtson steps inside the ball, takes his guy into the box, and the Vancouver defender actually clears the ball. Jefferson doing what the coach asked him to do, crash the net, takes the deflection off him at knee into the back of the net. Montreal up 1-0 on a broken play from the Vancouver defenders. Lax defending there by Vancouver.
Who took the deflection for Vancouver? Were you able to see, Grant? Because that happened so quickly and we have no replay tonight. Were you able to see,
I'm not sure
Grant?
I think it was Pozniak in the back that looked to clear it, and Jefferson just crashing the net like a good striker is supposed to, takes the deflection, and it doesn't get any easier for that for Jefferson.
And here comes the announcement for the goal. Yeah, Severino Jefferson. I was almost thinking, Grant, that wouldn't have surprised me too much if that was an own goal.
Well, it happened so quick, it looked like one of the defenders, Pozniak of the Vancouver Whitecaps, clipping the ball out, and Jefferson coming in. It could have hit Jefferson, it could have hit Jerome, but Jefferson, the last Montreal player to touch that.
I had just finished looking for the age of the tubby Jason Jordan. It was almost caught out completely with that very quick strike by the Montreal Impact as they lead 25 minutes into the contest, 1-0 over the Vancouver Whitecaps. Noel, how did you see that goal?
All happened very quickly, didn't it, really? And great that Jefferson is doing exactly what John Limniatis has asked the centre forward to do, is to beat in that area. You never know whether it's going to be a defender or the goalkeeper coughs the ball up, and 1-0 it is to the Impact. And Vancouver have got some work to do, because although they are top of the league, they don't score too many goals.
And now they're looking for one, because the Montreal Impact have dominated this game. Their ball possession has been outstanding, much better than we've seen so far this season.
And the first 10 minutes, it looked like Vancouver was bottling up Montreal, but they found it. They're going to bypass the midfield initially and get it into the secondary positions. And when they did that, that's when Montreal has time on the ball and they're picking them apart.
And the Montreal Impact are in their own third, where Rocco Placentino has made a foray back into unfamiliar territory for him to begin the defense. And it is a free kick for the Montreal Impact.
And look at John's making, even though Jefferson just scored that goal, he's still instructing him. He's 23 years old. He's still learning the professional game at this level, I think. And John is asking the one striker of Jefferson to float into a position where it forces two Vancouver players to pick him up. Try to stay in the middle of them.
And here come the Montreal Impact into the attacking third. They're leading 1-0 on the goal by Severino Jefferson. Well deserved. He was the best player up front. And he's got the ball on his feet again, and he takes the crack at it. And it's just wide. So Severino Jefferson earning space, earning opportunity. And we talked before the game began about a surprising selection to put Jefferson in the lineup. He has earned his spot.
Well, in the first 25, 26 minutes of this game, he has been Montreal's most effective player going forward. There, Montreal worked the ball beautifully. Severino Jefferson does what the coach says, pulls out of position, takes two defenders with him, and allows Mauro Biello to come from a midfield position and attack. And it's opened up a lot of space. And then Jefferson gets the ball back, and a little bit of joy. Should have hit the target, but still, good creation by Montreal Impact.
Adam Braz with a header back to his own goalkeeper, and that means he's able to touch it and pick it up with his hands on the header.
And there's been a little changing of the lineup slightly from Montreal.
The position of the lineup.
The position of the lineup. You've got Mauro Biello coming from the right side, which he started, into the central position. Joey Jertson going out to that right side. Rocco Placentino moving out wide left. So Mauro Biello going back into the role that he was so great at last game here in Montreal.
And Noel, you have to like that the coach is more than happy and ready and willing and able to make changes mid-game.
And good that the players are able to adapt to the system as well, boys.
All right, here comes Vancouver into the attacking third. Martin Nash, their most dangerous player, with a very nice cross. And it is just headed on and defended by Adam Braz. And in the end, it was Braz who didn't touch it, and it is a goal kick.
Well, it was good defending by Montreal. They closed off the Vancouver player with two Montreal players, and both of them attacked. It went off finally a Vancouver player, but there was no way that was going to be on target with any sort of pace, even if the Vancouver player had gotten to it with and directed it at the net.
Matt Jordan with a long kick. And it's Patrick Leduc that gets under it, and now it's onto the foot of Adam Braz, who feels pressure from Nick Webb, so much so that a foul has been called as Webb came from behind on Adam Braz, and Montreal takes it from a dead ball to Nevio Pezzolino, and Pezzolino has it to Patrick Leduc. Leduc to Simon Gotti. Leduc again. A kick to Mauro Biello that doesn't reach him, and Vancouver's Omar Giroun has it. And here comes the Whitecaps with some authority. Well done for Jason Jordan. Space on the left side here. The crack at it. Nice save by Matt Jordan, and it's cleared away. Beautiful shot by Alfredo Valente, and that was well created. That's the first fine moment for Vancouver in this game.
And that was broken out. It was a little give and go between Kendall and Martin Nash, and then they broke it in. Jason Jordan giving the ball, he gets it back into space, and ultimately it's up to Matt Jordan to make a final save. Montreal has got to be aware that the counterattack of Vancouver is lethal no matter who's in the lineup.
It's Justin Moose who will be the man that takes this kick. Here comes the corner, it's bent into the box. Matt Jordan misses his catch, the ball is moving freely. Alfredo Valente takes it, and Adam Braz clears, and Matt Jordan's catch was not perfect, and the ball was just free for opportunity, and no foot could get on it. Giroun, is that not offside? Flag stays down. Giroun with the header. He could have gone on goal with it, but instead he did not and chose to pass it off, and an opportunity may be wasted if Giroun goes on goal with his header and instead of chooses a pass there when the flag stayed down. It could have been something good, but instead it's something good for Montreal. Rocco Placentino beats his man. Instead of going aggressively forward, he tries a back heel, and two guys that were behind him were suddenly in front of him, and Lyle Martin is the Vancouver player who takes it away and starts downfield for the Whitecaps.
Desperate defending by Montreal there. Jordan times his jump, it goes off his fingertips, and Giroun all alone in front of the net, and I'm not sure why he didn't go towards net with the header, but Montreal dodged the bullet there. They've got to be better prepared defensively. This Vancouver team doesn't give up a lot of goals. They don't have their leading goal scorer in the lineup, but they can still find the back of the net if you give them enough opportunities. And
while Montreal passes amongst their back four, your thought, Grant, on Rocco Placentino doing a good move to beat two men, had him beat by a yard, and then chose the back heel to lose that yard again.
Well, I just think he knew that he was up against the guy that was super quick.
Joey Jurtson into the box with an opportunity, and he loses his balance with the ball kind of dancing around his feet, but not in a good position. And here comes Jason Jordan. I'm going to call him Tubby for the rest of the night, I think, but he's passed it on to Nick Webb, and it was just a little too far, and Matt Jordan was able to run down the space faster than Nick Webb was, and it's impact ball.
Montreal is most dangerous when they get the ball into spaces behind. You let this Giroun guy, who is so big, if you play in front of him, you're making it easy for him. Montreal has been effective when they get this guy turning, and when he turns, he's not quick enough to keep up with the Mauro Biellos and the Joey Jurtsons.
Vancouver ball, Jason Jordan. He wasn't able to get it through to Justin Moose, and Nevio Pizzolito picks that off effectively and passes it back to Matt Jordan. Jordan back to Nevio Pizzolito. He's looking more like a quarterback tonight than he did on the other nights.
Well, I'm also noticing he's playing without his brace, and that brace, even though it's there to protect it, it's tough to play with because it constricts the muscles whenever you start to flex, and Nevio Pizzolito going without the brace. I'm not sure if he's 100% healthy, but he looks like the Nevio Pizzolito of old tonight.
Absolutely. Talked to him on Monday. He says sometimes it takes a little while to, get your fitness after you've gotten your fitness.
Game fitness is totally different than pre-season fitness, and a lot of guys are fit and they can run miles, but when you put them in a game, they can't run 2 seconds.
Nevio Pizzolito has the ball. It's passing amongst the back four right now for Montreal as they're trying to bring Vancouver to them just a little bit. Simon Gotti tries to find Mauro Biello. It's to Lyle Martin of Vancouver, and the play is broken down, but Gotti takes possession again, and the Impact are into the attacking third, and it's to Rocco Placentino, the pass from Joey Jurtson, but it was a poor one, and here comes Vancouver, and Lyle Martin showing some great speed. He plays on the back four, but he's willing to take it all the way downfield here, and in the end he is defended well by Simon Gotti, and it's a throw-in for Vancouver.
Montreal doing good with the possession when they have it, but Joey Jurtson, that last ball, the last time you touch the ball as a player, it's got to be your best touch, and Joey Jurtson doing great things and then not allowing himself the last touch being his best, giving the ball away and allowing this Vancouver team to come at the Montreal defenders.
And Vancouver works into the attacking third. Alfredo Valente with a little kick to Hirano into the middle. Well done. The header from Nick Webb, and it's caught by Matt Jordan. And Jordan doesn't take any time this time. He chooses to go straight on downfield to Mauro Biello, and Biello wins space very nicely. Here is a nice through ball. A beautiful ball to Joey Jurtson. The shot! He scores! Beautifully executed. Now that's soccer. Well done all the way. Biello expertly done to Jurtson, who had time and space to make all the decisions he could have wanted, and it's 2-0 Impact, 35 minutes. These fans are now entertained.
Well, Matt Jordan does a great job, gets the ball his own net, sees Mauro Biello breaking, throws it out to him, Mauro turns, and it's 2 Montreal players against 4 defenders for Vancouver. Mauro beats one in the midfield, keeps going, threads an unbelievable pass into Joey Jurtson. Joey Jurtson takes it, takes his time inside the box, finds the bottom corner. This is the best I've seen Joey Jurtson play this year, and Mauro is just picking up from where he was last game. Best man on the field last game, looking like it again today.
And Noel Butler, how exciting is soccer when Matt Jordan has it, and 2.5 seconds later, I'm calling goal.
Yeah, it was unbelievable play, wasn't it? And a great pass through by Mauro Biello, and Joey Jurtson is going to get nothing but confidence from that goal. He's had an awful start to his season. It's a different season now for Joey Jurtson.
And credit too, and they don't give second assists, but Matt Jordan too. Wow, he just saw the opportunity, he got the ball downfield, and that's just wonderful. That reminded me, dare I say it, why not? We're watching the Euro 2008 Championships. That was a little bit like Holland. I mean, that ball went down the field in a hurry.
Well, it went down, it was 2 passes, and then this Vancouver team thought they had an opportunity. Next thing you know, their goalie's picking the ball out of the back of the net. That's a fast break in basketball. Could not have run as fast as that was. Great speed, great vision by both Jurtson to get into the space and Mauro Biello to pick him out. This is now an uphill battle for this Vancouver team, who has showed some signs of life in the last couple of minutes, but with that goal, I don't know what they're going to do now.
Nothing moves faster than the ball. That's the essence of sports. And when 2 passes make up 90 yards, you've done well.
And when you've got the talent of a Joey Jurtson on the end of a ball from a Mauro Biello, watch out defenders. I don't care what league you're playing in. These 2 guys could play at any level.
Great show for these fans so far. 37 minutes and the Montreal Impact are up 2. They waited 5 games to get 1, and in this first half they have 2. Here's the shot from Justin Moose from 40 yards out into the box, the free set piece, and it's caught by Matt Jordan. And the Impact now just brimming with confidence here. Rocco Placentino has it to Simon Gotti. Gotti is defended by Justin Moose, and it's a throw-in for the Montreal Impact.
Keep an eye on Rocco Placentino. That's the 2nd time or 3rd time that I've seen him that he's not really into this game. And maybe I'm being critical because I expect so much from this guy, but right there, Simon Gotti tried to give him a ball, and he looked away, and then it was just a last-minute ditch effort.
And here come the Impact again. David Testo, the ball on his feet, takes a deflection off the Vancouver defender. There were 2 in the box, and Testo won't be happy with his cross there. It was ineffective, and Vancouver has possession. But they can't keep it for long. That's been the theme of the game. Adam Braz into Mauro Biello. Can he turn on his man? No. But Montreal does keep possession, and they are into their own back 4 as they take it back into their own half instead of making another foray on goal. But possession is still Montreal's. That has been the theme of the game so far. They've got 2 goals. They're stringing together 5-10 passes, it seems, at will tonight. This is, as we said, a depleted Vancouver roster, and it is showing.
Well, I love the fact that David Testo is back in the midfield for this Montreal team. He is, we haven't called his name quite as often as you think you would for a guy that dominates, but every time he's on the ball, he makes a good decision. He's so strong on the turn.
Here comes Patrick Leduc to Simon Gotti. The ball in the Vancouver half of field. Nevio Pizzolito searches out an option, and he's found Severino Jefferson, who's got time, but he takes a very bad angle shot. And Mauro Biello was in the box waiting for a cross.
A bad angle shot, but I like the fact that Jefferson knows he's a striker and he gets paid to score goals, and it doesn't matter how they get in the back of the net. Showing on his first goal, hit his knee when it was a deflection. There he looks up, full of confidence, brimming with confidence, strikes it at the net. He believes that every time he strikes the ball, it's got a chance to go in the net, and that's a good thing for Montreal.
I don't know. I would have liked Mauro to get that cross on that one. But I take your point that Severino Jefferson, for a guy who hasn't played all that much this season, he has definitely made an impact on this game, only 40 minutes in, so good on him. But do you think that Rocco Plecentino isn't so happy with his role on the team that he's kind of moved into a different position and finds himself a little on the, I don't want to say the sidelines, but the side of the pitch?
Hey, I know John Lemiadis, and he wants guys that want to be on the ball and involved. He is never going to tell a guy that you're not supposed to get involved in the game. Rocco Plecentino, he will either, if he wants the ball, he'll go looking for it, and the coach will allow him to do that. If he stays on the side and doesn't get the ball and complains about it, then he's going to hear it from the coach. This guy has got unbelievable talent. He's got a wicked shot. He can score goals like crazy. He's got to get more involved in the game. On the left-hand side, if he gets the ball and he goes looking for it, I don't think he's going to complain too much.
And Justin Moose had an opportunity in front of him, and Simon Gotti really closed the ground beautifully. This first half is presented to you by Sports Experts. And Sports Experts and the Montreal Impact are very much enjoying this game tonight, as it's 2-0 already. Montreal leading this CONCACAF qualifier over the Vancouver Whitecaps, who lost their last contest 3-0 to Rochester. And for a team that only allowed 4 goals this entire season and defended better than anyone in this entire league, they've broken down a little bit tonight, surprisingly so.
Well, they're missing a couple of bodies, but that's taking away nothing from Montreal. It doesn't matter who was going to defend against those 2 goals that Montreal scored. They were still going to find the back of the net.
Omar Charoun, long searching ball to Jason Jordan. It is almost an opportunity for the ref to get involved and call a penalty kick, but he did not. He saw it well defended, and play continues on. It's Patrick Leduc getting the pass from Mauro Biello, kept in bounds by Rocco Plecentino. Plecentino searches out Biello with the cross, and instead it's a simple header back to the goaltender Jay Nolly, and an opportunity wasted there by the Impact.
And Rocco Plecentino trying to get involved in the game there, not doing the simple thing. Jefferson had made a great diagonal run. He was the first player. He lost his defender, trying to hit a harder ball into Mauro Biello with 2 defenders waiting for it. Simple balls get players into the games.
Justin Moose to Nick Webb. Webb with bodies swarming around him to Martin Nash. Nash with a cross all the way onto the far side to Alfredo Valente, and Valente is defended by Adam Braz. It goes off his head, and it's a corner kick for Vancouver.
But the urgency of Vancouver, even though they're down 2-0, it doesn't seem that they're overly excited or overly worried about being down 2-0. They're still keeping the rhythm of their game. I would like to see them pick up the tempo a little bit.
Here comes the corner kick. Into the box, Charoun goes high, Nash goes high. It's off Giroux's head, and it's cleared by the Montreal Impact. But possession remains. It's Hirano for Vancouver. He crosses it in, and it's headed out, and Rocco Plecentino has it hit his foot. Grant Needham extols him to move faster, and he takes his time and loses the ball. Justin Moose to Omar Charoun. Charoun space in front of him. He may take a crack at it. Instead, he finds Lyle Martin. Lyle Martin in the corner of the box. Crosses it in, and it's well headed out by the Montreal defenders, but Vancouver keeps possession. Justin Moose with the ball at his feet. Nice little flick on to Lyle Martin. Martin with the cross, beautifully done. What a save by Matt Jordan off Jason Jordan. What an excellent save. Jordan didn't get a ton on the shot, but it was well constructed, and Matt had to be in the right place.
Well, right there, Montreal broke down defensively, and the guy that you don't want to have a free shot inside the box is Jason Jordan. He's a goal scorer. He doesn't get all of that, otherwise that finds the back of the net. But Montreal has got to do a better job defensively. When they have the chance to clear it, they've got to clear it, and clear it long and convincingly.
It was well created by Vancouver, and certainly Jason Jordan was by himself, and he did not get all of the ball, and from about 7 yards out, the shot was taken, and Matt Jordan was able to close that ground and get a hand on it. And not only that, but catch it as well, which is obviously very important, that there's no rebound.
Defensively, when you're looking, the guy that's struggling with the ball, and it's a surprise, is Simon Gotti, who's very good on the ball normally, but Moose is putting a lot of pressure on him, and he's coughed up 3 or 4 times for Montreal. He cannot afford to be doing that. As a right-footed player playing as a left fullback, that's hurting Simon Gotti. He's turning into the player instead of turning away from him. But you can see that this Vancouver team did some scouting for Montreal, knowing that they could pressure Simon Gotti.
Montreal with the ball among their back four. They've passed it among them 3-4 times, and finally they make a foray forward. Joey Jurtson, but he will go back to the back four again, where Adam Braz has it to Cedric Joel. Over to Nevio Pizzolito, and if Vancouver's not going to come a-calling and start closing this ground, it seems as if those four players are very comfortable to pass it amongst themselves with a 2-0 lead. All right, now they've made a foray into the offensive zone. It's Mauro Biello to Adam Braz. Back to Biello. Back to Braz. To Joey Jurtson. And Jurtson passes it back to midfield, where again, Montreal passes it among their back four. Very comfortable to do that all night. Here comes Simon Gotti, chased down by Justin Moose, that Grant had just mentioned only seconds ago, and in fact, it led to a turnover of the ball, and it's a Vancouver throw-in. So you were right, absolutely. It only took 2 minutes for Simon Gotti to feel the pressure from Justin Moose and cough it up.
Which is very strange, because Simon Gotti is very confident on the ball when he plays in the midfield, but they must have done some scouting reports, because again, when they pressured, when the ball got to Simon Gotti, they pressured him with pace, and Montreal eventually gave that ball up. It was Nevio Pizzolito who gave it up, but the ball back from Simon Gotti to Nevio Pizzolito put him under pressure.
Montreal with the ball amongst their back four again. Pass to David Testo. To Mauro Biello. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it is Adam Braz who will throw it in. We have played 45 minutes, and we are into the only 1 minute of added time for this first half. The Montreal Impact are leading 2-0 on goals by Severino Jefferson and Joey Jurtson. And there are the 3 quick bursts of the whistle to indicate that the first half is finished, and the fans get off their seats and show their appreciation for a well-played first half for the Montreal Impact, Grant. And this second half is brought to you by Dumoulin's. Play has just begun here at Saputo Stadium. The Montreal Impact with a 2-0 lead on Vancouver, playing very well tonight. And just to get a little business out of the way, the Subway contest winner is going to enjoy the game. 8 seats we gave away, 2 4-packs to sit in the Subway tent, one of the loges here at Saputo Stadium, and enjoy some good grub and some good fun and some good drinks as well. Graham Watt of Montreal was one of the winners, and Tony Monaco of Rivière des Paris was the other victor tonight, as they were able to answer the skill testing question of Patrick Leduc was the real first goal scorer at Saputo Stadium. However, the official missed the call and didn't notice that the ball crossed the line. Also, answering the question correctly tonight that Patrick Leduc answered was Uncle Dave. Grant, Uncle Dave in Washington. Do you want to know who Uncle Dave is?
I would like to know who Uncle
Sean
Dave is.
Campbell tells me that back at Control, Uncle Dave in Washington, Joey Jurtson's uncle, was able to get the answer correct. However, he was not one of the first 2 callers, and even if you were coming from Washington for the Subway meal, might have been a bit of a long journey. All right, Montreal Impact with possession of the ball again. They are in the attacking third, and this is, as the second half starts, very much the same script. But here comes Jason Jordan. Jordan showing good speed downfield with a nice pass. Good possession for Vancouver. Still possession. Alfredo Valente on the left wing, and he is ruled offside. But Jason Jordan showing some excellent speed there, creating the opportunity for Vancouver.
But a mistake again by Simon Gotti. He didn't have a great first half. In the second half, was 3 minutes into the second half, gives the ball away that allows this Vancouver team with Jason Jordan and Webb to go on the counterattack. Some desperate defending again by Montreal to stop that one. If not for an offside call, who would have known what could have happened after that? But Simon Gotti's got to get his head in the game. Normally so steady in the back, has given the ball away in the first half under pressure, and there with no pressure, allowing Vancouver to sniff at the net.
And Jason Jordan trying to find his game. He was one of the best players in this entire league, but he suffered a lot of injuries that we learned at halftime, and that was part of the reason that he's had some difficulties with getting back into his full game shape. But here come the Montreal Impact with an opportunity. Joey Jordison with the shot, and he is unable to find net. And here comes Vancouver the other way. It's Justin Moose. Moose, 3-on-4, looking for an opportunity. Moose slows down the game instead of taking that chance, and it's Nash. Nash with the through ball that's unsuccessful. And it's Montreal with possession again. And the Impact have made a substitution in this contest at halftime, brought to you by Boccaccino's with 7 locations, including downtown on McGill, corner of St. Catherine. And you were able to see the substitution, Grant. Rocco Placentino came out of the lineup, and who came in?
Di Lorenzo comes in, and
okay.
that's not a bad change when you have Montreal's best player last year on the field as a substitution. And you lose Rocco Placentino, who wasn't really in the game, like Noel said at halftime. But Montreal, with possession again, every time that Vancouver has it, they seem to miss something. I'm not sure if they're missing some players, and especially missing a guy like Eddie Sabrango on the offensive side of things.
Severino Jefferson to the corner flag to Adam Braz, and he sends it back out to Joey Jordison, who will take a crack at it from about 35 yards. He was hoping to get a left bend on the ball into the box to find his mates, but instead it took a right bend of the ball, and it was an easy catch for Jay Nolly. And Nolly sends it a long way downfield, and he is unable to find his attacker. And it's Matt Jordan who takes possession, and he too sends it all the way downfield. And it's Hirano for Vancouver. Hirano still looking for an option, tries to take on Morobiello, turns away instead. And it's the Impact with possession. Chris Pozniak of Vancouver had it. He tried a long kick. It was unsuccessful. We have a throw in, and it's Lyle Martin to Omar Jaroun. Jaroun with a long searching ball to Jason Jordan. Does a good job to head it, and it's a shot on goal. Not a powerful one, and an easy catch for Matt Jordan.
Well, Montreal being a little bit lax in the midfield there, losing some balls and giving the opportunity and some hope, a little bit of hope for this Vancouver team.
And Vancouver has also made a substitution here early in the second half, looking to change the chemistry in this contest. Brought to you by Boccaccino's with 7 locations, including downtown on McGill at the corner of St. Catherine. And out of the game is Nick Webb, and into the contest is Tony Donatelli. And here come the Montreal Impact. Looked like a hard tackle there, but nothing called, and Vancouver will move back. Omar Jaroun. Jaroun, long ball, ineffective, and it's a throw-in for Montreal.
But once again, Montreal showing that they have unbelievable speed in the counterattack. 3 passes, and Jefferson was almost off to the races by himself. Some, good defending by Vancouver. Otherwise, they would have found themselves down 3-0. But you can see the speed that Montreal can attack on that counterattack is devastating for this Vancouver team.
And here comes Jason Jordan. Jordan, 3 men around him, and he had a yard on David Testo. Testo very upset that Jordan has won a free kick from a dangerous position straight in front of the net, about 32 to 35 yards out.
And Testo not happy. He thinks he won that ball, and he did win the ball cleanly, except he was tackling from behind, and the rules state that any tackle from behind is going to be given a free kick. The referee. Now it's up to Matt Jordan, organize his wall, and then get set for making this save, because with Martin Nash on the field, this guy is a master at delivering free kicks.
And Matt Jordan sets up his wall. There are many bodies in it. Looks like about 7 Montreal Impact bodies in the wall. Martin Nash is the man who looks like he'll kick it Alfredo Valente is setting up as a dummy perhaps as well. And it's Valente who takes the shot, and it's not an effective one. About 7-8 yards over the net. And the wall does its job, and Valente didn't do his.
No, and again, there's a wasted opportunity for Vancouver. If they're not going to get opportunities in the free flow of the game on set pieces, they've just got to be better. And there they had an opportunity to get it on target or create something inside the box, and Valente just hits that over, and Jordan doesn't even have to make a move on that.
But some of the game going through Jason Jordan right now. Vancouver, who seems to be their best attacker. Nick Webb didn't do much in the first half. He's been removed from the field. They hope for more from Tony Donatelli. So the two up front right now are Jordan and Donatelli. But back come the Montreal Impact. It's Leonardo Di Lorenzo with a pass to Severino Jefferson. It was just too hard for him, and it comes out backwards.
And right there, Di Lorenzo turns to his man in midfield, goes through, but you can see he hasn't played in 3 or 4 games. Jefferson was making a run diagonally towards the net. Di Lorenzo tries to play it into the space behind him, into the corner flag. Jefferson wanting the ball in front of him. But it's nice that Montreal has the luxury of bringing on someone like Di Lorenzo off the bench.
And Matt Jordan has the ball for the Montreal Impact as he gets set to give this a long boot. And there it is. Well downfield where Joey Jurtson tries to get under it. He is unable. And it is in the air waiting for someone to take possession. And it's Patrick Leduc. Leduc to Adam Braz. Leduc then tries a long ball into the corner to Joey Jurtson. And Hirano defends him well. And Vancouver clears. Adam Braz loses to Martin Nash, who gives it to Jason Jordan. Jordan finds Lyle Martin. Martin makes his way upfield. Onto the wing, the feed to Valente, actually not Valente, Justin Moose, and he isn't able to corral it, and it's Montreal throw-in.
And Vancouver's got every single guy on the bench up and warming up that's available for this game. Expect a lot of changes for them to see if they can get back in this game. There's still a lot of soccer to play.
We have played 55 minutes of this contest, and the Montreal Impact are leading 2-0 on goals by Severino Jefferson and Joey Jurtson. Giveaway there, and here comes Justin Moose showing good speed, tries to find Jason Jordan, and the ball is not able to get to him because it's well defended by Adam Braz. And back come the Montreal Impact. Space for Jefferson if he can keep it in bounds, and he could not. And it is throw-in for Vancouver. Did you disagree with the call there, Greg?
Well, I just thought the linesman, if he was going to call an offside position, he was right there. He was in the perfect position. He did make the right call. It's just he was about 3 seconds late making that call, allowing the ball to be either play out of bounds, and I'm not sure why he didn't just blow that or put up his flag and make sure it was blown dead right there.
I don't think he ever put up his flag.
Yeah, you're right. He just pointed towards the spot.
And that's why I was not able to tell if he thought the ball went out of bounds or he thought it was offside, because he never actually raised his arm to put up the flag.
And that's a little bit indecisive, and that's twice now we've seen indecision by either the linesman or the referee. The referee not giving that penalty when it was blatantly a penalty, and there a little bit indecision by the linesman. He did make the ultimate right call, and the penalty did not affect the outcome of that first half.
No, certainly not. But Severino Jefferson had a half step, not even a half step, a full step really, Grant, on his man. It was a clear penalty.
A clear penalty, and it was at least a full step because he had made the move and it was through. But Montreal, Jefferson gets his own back there on a goal that maybe was a bit lucky, but you make your own luck, and he certainly did that in the first half.
Tony Donatelli, almost to Jordan. It was well defended by Nevio Pizzolito, but Jordan was running into space effectively there once again. He's presenting himself as a dangerous man at times right now. Jason Jordan, certainly the most dangerous on the field for Vancouver.
Yeah, and Montreal not doing what they did best in that first half, keep possession of the ball. Every time they're trying to hit Jefferson on the quick counterattack, and that worked a little bit when they had the opportunity, but that was set up because of all the great possession they had.
Mauro Biello with a long ball that is unable to reach his man, and Vancouver has possession, and it's Omar Jaroun. Jaroun to Steve Kindell. Kindell approaching midfield, looking for an option. Dummies to Martin Nash, and instead doesn't find Martin Nash. But Vancouver has possession still. It's Hirano. Through to Tony Donatelli. And Donatelli appeals for a foul on Nevio Pizzolito. Pizzolito kind of puts his arms up. Is not too sure why that was called. Maybe more acting than anything else, but he got what he wanted. And the Impactor are ready to make another substitution, brought to you by Boccaccino's, and Joey Jurtson is leaving the contest, so Sita Tati Matondo may enter. What do you think of that substitution at this point, Greg?
Well, I thought in the first half, Joey Jurtson had the best half that I've seen him play for Montreal this year. Last year, he had some great halves. Maybe saving him for the weekend, the big game coming up on Sunday for the Montreal Impact. But Sita Tati Matondo, this kid's got all kinds of blazing speed. If he could just focus and get the ball, he's great one-on-one. He's just got to get a little bit more experience, and that's what Coach Lemianis is trying to give him today.
About 40 yards, this kick coming from Justin Moose will take it into the box, and it's headed away nicely by Adam Braz. Still possession, though, for Martin Nash. He makes another foray into the box, and Alfredo Valente can't get onto it, and it is a throw-in for Vancouver. 2 forays into the box by Vancouver, both repelled effectively by Montreal's defense.
And Adam Braz, just first one he gets up, he steps right through his man and clears the ball with his head. Second one, he just nicks it out for a throw-in. Martin Nash is a great deliverer of the ball with his feet, but he also has one of these really long throws.
And here it comes all the way into the box. 3 heads go up for it. The one that contacts is Nevio Pizzolito, and it's cleared away effectively. And there is a chance for a good counterattack with speed by Montreal if Severino Jefferson can find his man. If he was able to find Mauro Biello, that was going to be what we would call in hockey a breakaway with a 2-on-0, but the last man back was Lyle Martin, and it basically fell onto his foot, or it would have been a NASL-style 35-yard breakaway. Remember those days?
Yeah, I love those days. We actually played with those when it was it back in the day. But Jefferson turns his man on his own box, breaks through, gets to the half line, and just could not pick out Mauro Biello. Or you were absolutely right. Mauro Biello would have been off to the races, and a breakaway. The way he's playing, he would have found the back of the net.
We have another Boccaccino's substitution, this time by Vancouver. Leaving the game is Alfredo Valente, and joining the contest is Diaz Cambere, a defender by nature. A little bit of a surprise there. Why would they be bringing him in at this point? Is he a defender with a good offensive posture?
I'm sure he's listed as a defender, but I don't know if he actually is a defender or they've moved someone from the defensive system up in the back. We've got to watch out where he's going to match up. Still Jordan up front with Donatelli, and he's gone back into the right fullback position, it looks like, or left fullback position, and Hirano has moved up. A little bit more offensive-minded with Hirano on the left-hand side now.
Okay. So Vancouver looking to get back into this game. They made 3 substitutions already in the second half, looking to see if they can cut into a 2-0 deficit that has been well earned by the Montreal Impact. Offside called on Severino Jefferson, standing in an offside position. Not using his head there.
And Jefferson has got to be smarter, knowing that this Vancouver team does play the trap and they step up. He cannot find himself by himself all alone and looking around saying, oh, I'm open, because he's in an offside position. He's got to make his runs count.
And he's run through on a ball from Mauro Biello, and once again, it's quite a knack you have there, Grant. He's called for offside one more time.
Right there, Jefferson has got to learn, as a striker, you've got to make your first 3 steps towards your own goal, and then spring and go outside. Right there, he's just trying to do a diagonal run, straight diagonal, and he's getting called in the offside position.
Danger, Jason Jordan to Tony Donatelli. An opportunity for Donatelli, but he doesn't take an aggressive stance on it. He had a little space in front of him and chose to head back more towards the midfield. Sometimes I find it a little unusual. I noticed that Rocco Plecentino did it early in the game. When I felt that he beat his man so beautifully, he left 2 in his wake, and then he turned right back into them. And I'm surprised by that at times.
Well, what he's got to do is, and you've hit the nail on the head right there, once you beat a man once, you cannot
expect to beat him again.
Because these guys are too good. Montreal's gotten away from what they did so effectively in that first half. Possession-wise, they're allowing this game to be free-flowing, and that's Vancouver style, not Montreal. Their best, Montreal, is when they keep possession. Right now, they're doing 2 quick passes, seeing if they can catch him on the counter. That counter-attack in the first half was set up by all the possession that Montreal had. And they've gotten away from this now, and Vancouver is starting to get a little bit of confidence, and they might find themselves back in the game if they can get a couple of strikes on Jordan.
2-0 here for the Montreal Impact. We are in the 63rd minute of play in this CONCACAF Champions League qualifier, the second game of the event for Montreal. They lost their first to Toronto FC of MLS 1-0, even though they played very well in the game here at Saputo Stadium. This second contest is going Montreal's way so far, but we still have approximately 30 minutes left, so a lot of work still to be done for the Montreal Impact.
And going back to Simon Gaudier, left fullback, he hasn't been under pressure so far in this second half as much as he was in the first. But Hirano opens the ball up with his left foot, and that's when it's dangerous for the attacking player.
And it is Hirano with the cross. Well headed by Jokeviel, and then cleared by Di Lorenzo. But Vancouver keeps possession. It's Lyle Martin to Justin Moose. Moose dispossessed by Di Lorenzo to Biello, who wasn't quick enough of foot, and he is dispossessed. But again, Montreal gains possession. It's Patrick Leduc to Adam Braz. Braz assessing. 7-yard pass to Leduc. Leduc about another 7 yards to David Testo. Testo to Pizzolito. Pizzolito feels the pressure and gives it to Matt Jordan, who will give it a long boot because he can't pick it up with his hands, to David Testo. Testo, a header through. Severino Jefferson hoping to run onto that. He is unable to, and Vancouver has possession among their back four. Lyle Martin tries a long through ball that's defended, and it's a throw-in for Vancouver.
I'd expect John Lemianis, the coach Lemianis, looking at his team, maybe a little bit tired after playing this is the second game they've played in 5 days. Look for some substitutions, because you can see a couple of tired legs out there not keeping the possession that they were so good at in that first half.
Diaz Cambari, very good on the ball so far this game. He's made 2 or 3 touches. He's looked good in them. And Vancouver loses possession. And it's Patrick Leduc who's basically tackled, no call given. Justin Moose then is basically tackled, and Di Lorenzo is given a foul for that. And you know, it's funny too, because as soon as you see one call made, or I'm sorry, pardon me, Grant. As soon as you see one call that you thought should have been made and wasn't, it's usually not long until you see a second call that is made, because there's frustration from the team that wasn't given the first foul. And so Di Lorenzo, probably angry that the first foul wasn't called, makes a foul, and Vancouver gets possession. And Justin Moose will take a crack at it, and it's parried away nicely by Matt Jordan, who fists it away. And Hirano is fighting with Sidateri Matundo, and that battle is won by Matundo as a foul has been given to Hirano of the Whitecaps, and it's Montreal's ball. Good save by Matt Jordan. Didn't feel comfortable to catch that. Punched it away.
And that thing by Moose was moving. It dipped about 2 yards, and Jordan did the smart thing. Not sure if he's going to catch it. Parries it away, and good work by Sidateri Matundo in his own defensive third to get a foul on Hirano. But Montreal has gotten away from the possession. It's now Vancouver that's starting to put on. And last time when Montreal gave the foul away, I looked up, and there was only one black shirt up there, and that's Jefferson by himself. There's no way he can run against the 4 Vancouver teams. Montreal's got to get more bodies forward just to sustain the pressure and possession.
And Noel, do you feel like the Impact have taken too defensive a posture here with maybe too many minutes remaining in this contest?
Yeah, they're definitely allowing Vancouver to get back into the game. They don't really want to do that, because one goal and then all of a sudden, reference Euro 2008 before, remember Sunday, Turkey.
What a game.
Exactly, 3 goals in 15 minutes.
It can happen.
Absolutely.
All right, here's Vancouver with the ball. They certainly are getting more possession as well. Diaz Cambari with a nice through ball. The flag stays down. Jason Jordan from a bad angle, but what can he do with it? Beautiful cross by Jordan to Donatelli. And he wasn't able to get a foot on the great cross from Jason Jordan. Boy, you know, he showed us there why he was one of the leading scorers in the league there, because that ended up being very dangerous from a bad angle from Jordan, using his head to cross back in. I was very impressed with that.
Well, what you see there, Jefferson's got to take a page out of Jordan's book there. Jordan timed it perfectly to get into that space just as the ball was kicked, and caused Montreal all kinds of trouble with that diagonal run, just timing it perfectly, not going offside. Montreal's got to do better than that defending them.
And Jordan put a ball beautifully onto Donatelli's foot, and he was unable to connect quickly enough. But this is another opportunity for Jason Jordan. Beautifully done. Oh, what a save by Matt Jordan. That's the save of the year from him, because Jason Jordan had it on his foot. He had time, he had space, he delivered a beautiful shot. Matt Jordan came out hard, so hard, in fact, it appears that he is shaken up, maybe winded, or did the ball go off his head in the end?
It looked like Jordan came out and just threw himself at Matt Jordan's feet and deflected the ball off his head. Horrendous defending by Montreal, and that's because they've stopped working in the midfield and getting outworked by this Vancouver midfield. Nash winning the ball in the midfield, springing Jordan, and Jordan showing why he was so dangerous 3 years ago. Sorry, it was 3 years ago that he was the MVP of the league in 2005.
Well, I know, and I mean, I feel badly. I was cruel to him in the first half, and in the second half, he's the best player on the field. And if not for great goaltending by Matt Jordan, Jason Jordan would have set up one already and would have just scored another. So a wonderful save. Jordan had it on his foot. He timed his shot, and Matt Jordan came charging out, as a goalie has to do, and he timed his ability to take that ball. We don't know, because we don't have any replay here, whether he took it with his hand or it hit him in the head or it actually hit both. But he's holding his head now. He seems a little shaken up. The training staff is out there. He will no doubt stay in this contest, but he's going to need a couple of seconds to regroup. He's going to the towel, probably follow that with a little water as time transpires here. But Jason Jordan just broke into space beautifully there, got the nice cross, and that looked like a goal. If ever we had a moment tonight that looked like a goal, that was the one. Play continuing now. It will be Justin Moose that's going to corner kick this in for Vancouver, who are looking very dangerous here. 2-0 Montreal. Here comes the corner. Well done. And it's headed away by one of what could have been 4 or 5 Montreal Impact players there. Justin Moose with the cross. This time parried away by Patrick Leduc, who puts it in row 5. Another ball comes in from Camberry. Vancouver continues to have excellent pressure here, but in this case, it's Di Lorenzo, long ball, desperate at this point, obviously, to just clear the pressure, because it was a good 2-3 minutes of solid pressure from Vancouver. They're really starting to take this game to Montreal, but the Impact have defensively held on enough, thanks to mostly Matt Jordan, and still lead this game by 2. But the more time transpires with this type of pressure from Vancouver, the less likely you are that this game stays 2-0.
Well, Montreal not doing a good job keeping possession. Right there, Di Lorenzo gets the ball. He had Simon Gaddy overlapping on the left, and it could have been a 2-on-1 down the left-hand side for Montreal. Instead, opted to knock it 30 yards into space and see if Jefferson can run onto that. That is what Coach Lemianis said they were not going to do, knock the long balls. They are the best team in the league when they keep possession, knock it around, and use their quickness in ball possession. They've gotten away from that in the second half, and Vancouver seems to be a team coming on and growing in confidence.
Noel, the tide is turning in this contest. There still are 20 minutes left. All right, Montreal with possession. And they've given away. Vancouver into the attacking third. And defended well by Di Lorenzo. And it's a throw-in for Vancouver. 19 minutes left in the game and added time. Vancouver starting to take the contest to Montreal. And Jason Jordan beats his man wide. And Jordan earns a corner kick again.
And this is the pressure that Vancouver is starting to put on Montreal. Montreal's defenders, and Matt Jordan has got to be the guy that organizes everybody, makes sure he gets it. When he gets it, settles it, because Montreal has lost its grip on this game, and here comes Vancouver. This Vancouver team is the #1 team so far in the USL Division 1, and this is why.
Takashi Hirano will be the man that takes this corner kick. There are 2, 4, 5, 6 in the box waiting for the cross in, and it goes all the way to the other side of the pitch. And another corner kick has been ruled, and this time from this side it's Justin Moose on the near side that takes the corners, and Hirano on the far side. So Moose sets the ball, puts it into position. There's a lot of movement in the box. The official has seen something in the box that he doesn't like from Adam Braz. He's giving him a little talking to. It's Braz and Jason Jordan, I believe, that are fighting for position. It's Jordan trying to front Braz. Here comes the kick from Moose. And it's a kick to Martin Nash outside of the box. The header back in. A collision there with Jeroen and Matt Jordan. No harm, no foul. Nice catch for Jordan. But boy, Jordan is having to be very active in this second half, and courageous too.
Well, that's just fantastic goaltending there. Montreal did a good job pushing everyone out. It would have been called offside anyway because Jeroen was in offside position. But Matt Jordan, courageous goaltender, comes out, rules his box, gets up, gets the ball, and settles things down for Montreal. Now is a time for the coach Liminianis to start looking down the bench and who is available to come on and change this game, because Montreal has lost its grip and it's all Vancouver, and here they come again.
Yeah, Giroux to Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan running into space, doing well there, finally loses the ball, and it is Montreal coming back the other way. Mauro Biello to Leonardo Di Lorenzo, who unnecessarily gives up possession to Martin Nash, and the possession that the Impact is having now is lasting only a very short amount of time as Vancouver continues to press. It's really relentless at this point. Justin Moose with a ball in that is ineffective, and it's Impact possession for one of the few times in this half. And here's Montreal on the counter attack, hoping to take advantage of Vancouver pressing numbers forward. Adam Braz to Siratade Matondo, and it is defended away, and it will be a throw-in after Chris Posniak decides the pressure's too much. Gives the ball away for a throw-in. Adam Braz moving into position, and the Impact have, I would say, their first opportunity inside Vancouver's half of the field, inside their attacking third, in what has to be 5 to 10 minutes. Severino Jefferson to Siratade Matunde. He is dispossessed, and back come the Vancouver Whitecaps with speed as Tony Donatelli finds Jason Jordan. Jordan between two men. Can he beat him? He has so far. Beautiful work by Jordan. Still fighting. Jordan with the kick. Defended well by two men. Jordan still fighting. Still has possession. Jason Jordan relentless in his offensive attack. He still has the ball. Jordan fighting off two Impact players and finds Justin Moose. Moose with the cross into Arano, defended by Adam Braz, and then kicked away by Siratade Matondo, but Camberry still has it. Camberry for Vancouver tries to find Kindell on the near side. Beautifully done by Siratade Matondo, and he turns on the ball beautifully, and the fans impressed with that, and Matondo sends it downfield to Severino Jefferson. And what play there by Jason Jordan. I feel embarrassed that I was cruel to him in the first half. He took on two men, beat him for about 10 straight seconds, and created an opportunity.
Well, he gets into the box, and Montreal was very lucky that the referee was taking a close look, because if Jason Jordan had gone down, I have a feeling he might have called the penalty, even though he didn't give Montreal one. And desperate defending by Montreal again. It was two Vancouver guys versus 5 defenders of Montreal, and Vancouver ended up with the ball.
It was very impressive.
Thanks to the hard work of Jason Jordan. But Donatello getting into the space. Montreal, even when they win the ball, and it was good defending, and ultimately it was Siratade Matondo with a great little move on the side here, gave the ball away and allows this Vancouver team to get back into it. With 15 minutes in this game to go, this is not over. Vancouver has proven that they can score goals, and they are the better team in the second half.
Player down on the field, so we'll go to Noel Butler. And Noel, it's really quite phenomenal to see this game turn this hard.
Yeah, the Impact are certainly riding their luck, and they're very fortunate to have conceded a goal. And Matt Jordan claims for man of the match chaps. Remember, of course, it was that pass out that led to the second goal, and he's made some critical stops yet again for the Montreal Impact. Another clean sheet is preserved in minute 76.
Yeah, absolutely. In full agreement there, Noel, when you look at what Matt Jordan did to start that second goal with a quick throw to Mauro Biello, and 2 seconds later the ball was in the net, and of course a ton of saves too. Another substitution in this game brought to you by Buck and Chino's with 7 locations, including downtown, and McGill on the corner at St. Catherine. So here are the substitutions. Grant, you're going to have to give them to me here. I was busy with other matters.
It looks like Silovic is coming in, and Reno is going to come out. But
okay, so that's for Vancouver.
Vancouver, and Joka Viel is out. He's picked up a knock, and I'm not sure who's coming in for Montreal. It looks like it's going to be Uamani coming in for Montreal, and it's the first time we're going to see him, and he's going to move into the right fullback position for Montreal, and that allows Adam Braz to go into the central. Joka Viel, I thought, had a very good game, but it's the substitutions and the changing of the guard for this Vancouver team that's changed the complexion of the second half. Vancouver has been unlucky not to find the back of the net.
Definitely so, and if luck doesn't play a part in it, then it's been Matt Jordan who has played the part, because he's been sensational. Here comes Siratade Matondo. Got the fans very excited by his ability to beat Camberry with the move, but the ball ran too far on him, and the opportunity was thwarted. But the Impact are at least into the attacking third for one of the rare times in this second half, and will have a throw in. And here comes the throw in, and Amaro Biello takes it. Biello to Severino Jefferson. Jefferson with 2 men in front of him takes them on, and he's dispossessed. No foul called. Jefferson down on the ground. It's Kambari for Vancouver, and he tries a long ball to Jason Jordan, who heads it well and heads it on to what he hoped was a streaky Tony Donatelli, but Simon Gotti got there first. Gotti back to the goaltender. Big giveaway by Matt Jordan to Jason Jordan, the other Jordan in the game tonight. And it's Vancouver with possession in the attacking half of the Montreal Impact. Jordan again with the touch of the ball to Kambari. Nice little through ball here. Djokovic tries to keep it in bounds, does. Uomani on him, and Uomana was able to dispossess him. Boy, Vancouver just continues to attack, though. It's pretty impressive here what they've been able to do to turn this game around in the second half, considering they were just so bad in the first half at containing the Montreal Impact, especially when I look at possession, because the possession was all Montreal's.
And it's all Vancouver. The second game looks like the second half looks like Montreal is just going to live on the counterattack, and that's a dangerous way to live against this Vancouver team.
We have played 78 minutes and 50 seconds of this game, and the Montreal Impact are leading 2-0, but in this second half, they have been pushing their luck just a bit because Vancouver, basically around Jason Jordan, have been able to create a lot. It seems as if all good things are going through Jordan in this second half, and not Martin Nash, who usually we expect to be the top gunner for Vancouver. Ball into the box, and Sita Tati Matondo clears it away, giving a throw-in that made Matt Jordan unhappy that he dealt with it in that way. But here comes, very, very poor play by the man that's just gotten onto the field, Salahovic, because he gave away a ball going out of bounds that was clearly Vancouver's possession. He didn't even have a man on him. He just kind of lazily lost the ball. So Montreal has it, and they try to kick it downfield to Sita Tati Matondo. Matondo with a nice flick on to Jefferson. Jefferson to Mauro Biello. Chance for a counterattack here for the Impact, considering Vancouver pressing forward numbers. It is Di Lorenzo to Biello. The attack continues into Vancouver's third of the field. Biello chooses a safer option and gives it to Patrick Leduc. Leduc to Di Lorenzo to Mauro Biello. And Vancouver has gotten back in numbers now, but at least Montreal has possession here. Patrick Leduc assesses the situation. Nice through ball. Flag is down, but Jefferson cannot run onto it.
And Montreal with possession there, doing a smart thing, keeping it ball. And then Pat Leduc looks up and tries to spring Jefferson on a $1 million pass again. It was
never going to happen.
It was never going to happen. And Montreal did well, slowing the game down, keeping possession. That's what they did so well in the first half. They got away from it, and right there, when they had the opportunity to keep possession, force this Vancouver team to defend, they just gave him an easy out.
Tony Donatelli into the corner to Lyle Martin. He keeps it in bounds well. Kick on by Jason Jordan, and it went off the foot of Adam Braz before it got to Jordan, and it's another corner kick. And the corner kicks, when we see the statistics after this game is completed, will definitely favor Vancouver in the second half by a very wide margin. If I'm not mistaken, this might be their 5th corner kick in this second half. They were equal in the first half. So this game has definitely gone Vancouver's way in the second half, but they have been unable to penetrate the goaltending of Matt Jordan. And here comes the long corner kick. Falls on Steve Kindle's foot, and it's cleared away by the Montreal Impact. Lyle Martin has it. All 10 men for Vancouver pressing forward inside the half. Salahovic just onto the pitch for Vancouver. Dispossessed. But it remains Kambari of Vancouver. And he will try a cross into the box on to Matt Jordan, who just outruns Omar Jaroun to the valuable ball. And Montreal has possession in the hands of Matt Jordan, who, considering the Impact lead 2-0 and 82 minutes have transpired, will take his time before feeding it on just now to Adam Braz. Braz to David Testo. Testo, his arm grab, keeps possession to Braz. Braz, ball to Mauro Biello. Biello approaching the halfway line. Biello looking to reverse field, does it effectively all the way to the other side, and the Impact keep possession. It's Patrick Leduc. Good moments for the Montreal Impact here. And back all the way this side. More good moments for the Impact. Through ball, hoping to find Sita Tati Matondo. Matondo running miles. Keeps the ball in bounds. Vancouver protests to Adam Braz at midfield. Braz through ball to Jefferson. and can't find Matundo, and it's Vancouver with possession. Salahovic. And Salahovic gets into it with Matundo.
But Brian, that's better play by Montreal, keeping possession, looking around, knocking it into people's feet, and then moving the ball quickly, doing two-touch, one-touch soccer. When Montreal gets caught in possession, it's because they're taking that extra touch on the ball. And the last 2 minutes, Montreal gained back possession of the ball by moving the ball quickly. You said it earlier, nothing moves faster than the ball on the field.
And it's Brass with the kick to David Testo. Montreal taking some form of energy back from this game from Vancouver. It's very hard to press forward like Vancouver has for 45 full minutes and a half, and especially to not be rewarded for their efforts. It's the ebb and flow of sports, and Vancouver's done a wonderful job for about 37 minutes, and only in the last 2-3 minutes has Montreal been able to take some measure of the game back. But you would think by listening that it's Vancouver that's leading this contest, but an excellent first half for the Impact has them leading 2-0 on goals by Severino Jefferson and Joey Jurtson. 6 minutes left in the contest. Montreal has taken some of the energy out of this game purposely in the last 3-4 minutes. And Matt Jordan has the ball, takes his time finding a spot that he likes.
He will not rush anything now. I love how Matt Jordan commands the game from his goal area.
And he's done a wonderful job in catching everything that he could catch into the box. And then the save off Jason Jordan was just outstanding. The shot was labeled, and the chance for the space and time Jordan has was just outstanding. And what courage Matt Jordan showed to make that stop, because no one wants to find an attacking player right in front of him ready to just unleash the full power of his foot and close that distance down from 10 to 2 yards. But that's what Matt Jordan did in getting in the way of Jason Jordan's shot. And that's the save of the game by far.
Oh, play of the game by far, even though Montreal scored that great counterattacking goal from Biello to Jurtson for the second goal. That save really kept this game in Montreal's favor. What would have happened if he didn't get that in the back of the net?
Oh, the anxious moments from the Montreal starting 11 and the substitutions in, no doubt would have been very severe, because this team hasn't had an easy victory in this park, that's for certain. They've only had one before tonight. It was 1-0. It was nerve-wracking the whole way. This 2-goal lead is a cushion this team hasn't enjoyed much this season for certain, and they would have hated if that would have gone to 1, because who knows how the game could have transpired after that. And we're waiting for the ball to get back into play. It's a throw-in for the Montreal Impact, and they're naturally taking their time to do every little thing at this point. 85 minutes, 40 seconds gone. Here comes the throw-in. It's to Mauro Biello, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it's a throw-in for Vancouver. David Testo gets that throw-in, poorly done by Cambari, and Testo will go all the way back through the other side of the field to Simon Gotti, who feels the pressure once again from Justin Moose, something that Grant noticed before, and feeds it on quickly.
Montreal still a little bit tentative every time they get the possession. This Vancouver team runs miles and pressurizes all over the field. First half they did a good job of knocking it around, two-touch soccer. In the second half they've gotten away from it, and you can see Vancouver, when they pressure with speed.
Leonardo Di Lorenzo finds Sidatari Matundo with space in front of him. Can he beat his man? He has the shot, and it takes a deflection and doesn't make it on goal. Sidatari Matundo gets it again though. Uemana with it, takes on his man, heads to the corner flag. Uemana bodied, and a foul is called, and that's going to be precious time off the clock there. But Uemana looked good there.
He looked great there. He looked up, saw his man one-on-one, did a great thing, get it to the corner, the touchline, and then he earns a foul for Montreal. That's what you need with guys, taking players on, getting into good spaces. If he wasn't fouled, that ball would have been whipped in, and then Montreal crashes. Great work by Uemana.
And the time ticks off the clock, of course, as the Impact prepare to take this kick, and it's a short kick from Uemana to Leonardo Di Lorenzo. He's happy to play with it in the corner to see if he can earn either a corner kick or just waste some time there, and he comes out with the ball, and here comes the cross into the box, and it's defended, and Vancouver has a chance to head the other way. It's Tony Donatelli. Justin Moose running miles tonight, charging downfield, hoping to get a pass, and he does. Justin Moose is fouled. And this is an opportunity for the Vancouver Whitecaps from about 35 yards away. They'll send many men into the box here this late stage of the game. One would think a good portion of the team will head into the box or thereabouts to see what can come of this. Justin Moose with the foray in, the cross, and it's headed away, and a corner kick is won by Vancouver.
Well, the one positive that Montreal can take away from this second half is they have done really well defending set pieces, and Vancouver hasn't gotten anything. Another opportunity for Vancouver to do a set piece in a dead ball situation, but so far Montreal has done a fantastic job.
And it will be Martin Nash who takes this corner kick. Nash with the long ball into the box, and a header for Giroun, and Giroun climbs over a man. And another corner kick has been awarded. And it's Justin Moose, and you gotta like Justin Moose's intensity tonight. He is running miles out here.
His work ethic is second to none. He has been one of Vancouver's inspirational players in that midfield.
Here comes his corner kick. 5 in the box. To Giroun. They're looking for the tall man. Giroun always in the timing just isn't right with him, and Montreal defends well. Montreal hoping on the counter-attack. Tati Matando, great speed, must have made up 6 yards on his man, but still he couldn't make up that 7th yard, and Vancouver has possession. It's Camberry to Kindal. Over to Martin Nash. Nash sees 5 in the box. Cross to Giroun, and it's over the byline. Yes.
And that's good defending by Montreal. They were back there. All the black shirts were lined up. Giroun comes up from that defensive position. He's just been pushing forward every opportunity for Vancouver. Martin Nash with a wasted cross in there. He's normally much better at delivering the dead ball situation. That time, crossed it in. It goes past the goal line, and Matt Jordan takes his time again. With 30 seconds left to go before they add the added time, Montreal looks like they are going to come away a victor. This was a must-win situation, and Montreal found a way to get it done.
Yes, you would have written off their hopes completely to be the representative from Canada in the CONCACAF Champions League if they would have lost tonight with a loss already on the ledger to Toronto. It was, as you said, a must-win. And here's an opportunity in the late going. There's plenty of space for Severino Jefferson. He tries to cross to Tati Matando, and Nolly intercepts, and he quickly, of course, takes the ball out and to midfield. 3 minutes of added time in this contest. Martin Nash with a long cross to Justin Moose. It's defended well, and Leonardo Di Lorenzo just kicks it into open space, basically wasting time. And it's Lyle Martin who gets on the ball for Vancouver. The throw into Omar Giroun. Giroun in his position among the back 4 at this point after making forays into the box, hoping to get on headers. Giroun basically just gave up with that
He's got
kick.
nothing left.
Yeah.
He tried to knock a 30, 40-yard ball into the left wing of from the right position, and it was just never going to happen. Even he's got his hands on his legs. He is running miles again.
Oh my God, you're right. He has, because he's been the guy that, and right here he doesn't look ready to defend either. You're right. Giroun has just hit the wall. Good observance, Grant. All right, and it's Severino Jefferson who's taking advantage of that right now. The shot over the net, and Giroun was the one who had to close the ground. And you are absolutely right. The man just became spent. If they added 5 minutes of added time, he would be finished at 3 minutes. He's got nothing left in the tank. Of course, Giroun is the guy who's been running the length of the field from his defending position into the attacking box because he's the tallest man on the team on the set pieces. His head that they hope that Vancouver can get on so he can put the ball into the net. But that miles of running has left him without energy here as we are in extra time. Jason Jordan and Tony Donatelli with the ball, deciding which one will take, and a foul is called as Donatelli was brought down. And another dangerous position with time very much not on Vancouver's side, though, as we conclude this contest. We are in 3 minutes of added time. The Impact are leading 2-0. Vancouver is pressing men into the box, and unfortunately for Omar Giroun, he's being asked to run the field again another 80 yards to get into position. And here comes the kick from Nash. He's usually really good at these. And here it comes into the box. The ball is free. An opportunity for Kindal. The shot just wide by about a foot.
And Giroun now has to make that long 50-yard trek all the way back.
And he may swear at his coach on the way back.
Yeah, do you know what? I think that was the last effort for Vancouver. And anytime Jordan kicks this ball, the referee can blow the whistle. We must be in that third final minute.
This has been a tale of two games, much like A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. You've had the first half that was very much Paris. for the Montreal Impact. 2 goals, beautifully done, and then very much New York in the second half, because they have been struggling trying to keep these Vancouver attackers at bay. Just waiting for the final moments to conclude. The fans still in full voice behind the net. The Impact fan club never giving up for even a second to show their enthusiasm for their squad, and they've had reason to be enthusiastic tonight. It's 2-0 as we conclude these final moments of the contest. Vancouver trying to press forward one more time. They've shown great attitude. You have to give them that, because they haven't given up for even a second, and even though their plight looks very much certain that it will not fall in their favor. The ball is out of bounds now, and Matt Jordan's kind of looking and wondering why we haven't heard the final whistle in this game. And he's extolling his team, too, to get on back and defend, because I think Matt Jordan wants a shutout. 2-1's not going to cut it for him. He wants 2-0. He deserves 2-0. Matt Jordan has been the man of the match. That was about the worst kick I ever saw from a corner kick. And Sita Tarimatondo takes possession, and this game is over, and the Montreal Impact have won it 2-0. Full merits in the first half, defended with some skill in the second, but certainly Matt Jordan was excellent.